Hello, everyone, and welcome to our virtual college fair with the College Fairs of Greater Denver. My name is Melissa, and I'll be your facilitator for this session. A few housekeeping reminders before we get started. Your camera and microphone are off, so our college reps cannot see or hear you. But if you do have any questions throughout the session, feel free to use the Q&A button on your screen to ask any questions if anything comes up as they're sharing information. We do have other sessions happening after this one, so feel free to sign up for more and hear from other great colleges and universities. And this session is being recorded and will be available online at strivescan.com/Greater Denver. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to our first institution, Knox College.
Thank you. Give me just a moment here and I'll get my PowerPoint pulled up. Okay, so hi everyone, my name is Hannah Miller. I am here to talk to you about Knox College. Knox is located in Galesburg, Illinois, and that's what I'll start with since I'm guessing most of you probably haven't been to Galesburg before. So some things about Galesburg. Galesburg is home to about 33,000 people. So we're a mid-sized city, not huge. We're in the Illinois Prairie in Western Illinois, about 3 hours from Chicago. It's a place with roots. Galesburg and Knox College were founded at the same time by a group of abolitionists in 1837. So Knox has always been a part of Galesburg. Galesburg has always been a part of Knox. Our chair of our environmental studies department was actually recently elected mayor of Galesburg. So that's just how intertwined the two are. It's a great place for food. We have some awesome restaurants. Several of them are locally owned and within walking distance of campus, including a Korean restaurant, a sushi restaurant, which is surprisingly good for like the Illinois Prairie, and some awesome pizza places and coffee shops. It's also a place that's connected to other places. We have an Amtrak station, so you can take a train to Denver if you want. It's like an overnight train, it's an adventure. We also have a train that goes to Chicago, so we're well connected. And it's also an opportunity. It's a place that's big enough to have great opportunities for things like internships and job shadowing, but small enough that Knox students aren't competing with thousands and thousands of other students for those opportunities. So things everyone wants to know, the numbers. Knox has about 1,200 students, so we're pretty small, pretty cozy. Most of our students live on campus all 4 years. So you're in class together and you're living together and you're knowing each other pretty deeply after those 4 years together. We have an exceptionally diverse student body. Currently, our students come from 45 different states and 49 different countries. So really, Knox students are from all across the country and all over the world. About 32% of our students identify as people of color. 19% come to us from outside the United States. So we're really bringing a lot of different perspectives together in one place. This one isn't on here, but it is something I like to share. About 30% of our students identify as LGBTQ. So I think that's definitely worth noting that that group of students really finds a home at Knox. We also have some awesome sports teams. So we are a Division III, which means we don't offer athletic scholarships. And our student athletes are exactly that, students first, but also athletes. So we have 18 different Division III sports teams. And we also have 100 plus student-run organizations, including a super popular intramural ultimate Frisbee team, as well as some kind of quirkier clubs like Tea Club and Worm Club, among many, many others. We are also one of the 40 colleges that change lives. If you haven't read this book, you should, or at least Google it, like read about the book, look at the other schools on this list. It's a great group of small liberal arts colleges similar to Knox. And it's just also a great guide for like finding a school that is the right fit for you. And that's a little blurb from the book about Knox. How does it feel to be at Knox? Since you can't be there, it feels busy, but not super chaotic. People are involved, but not horribly, horribly overwhelmed and stressed. People are productive, but not exclusively goal-oriented. Knox students like to have fun as well. Students are very collaborative. It's not super competitive academically, it's much more collaborative. People help each other out and really celebrate each other and are interested in one another. Students are philosophical, but not like super pretentious. People are friendly. We are in the Midwest and we are deeply, deeply Midwestern. People are friendly, they talk to one another, they want to know each other. People are smart, but again, not like super pretentious about it, just like very intellectually curious, and people kind of like nerd out with one another. And people are human. It feels like a deeply Midwestern human place where you can really bring your whole self. Here is our current list of majors and minors. We do have, I think, quite a few different courses of studies, especially for such a small school. You'll note that every science major with the little plus sign by it offers a Bachelor of Science degree in addition to a Bachelor of Arts degree. So that's like an awesome distinction that we offer. And you'll notice we also offer self-designed studies. So if you don't find something on this list that interests you and you have like a very specific interest, you can design your own major and work with your faculty advisor to make that happen. We're also always adding new majors. This year we added a major and a minor in public policy and a major in journalism. So we're very responsive to student interest in that way. So 3 things that you'll find at Knox that you won't necessarily find anywhere else. The Power of Experience grant is a $2,000 grant given to every student to support experiential learning, whether that's study abroad or an internship or independent research. We have a 3-3 academic calendar, which means we have 3 terms per year and you take 3 classes per term. We also offer immersion terms, including repertory theater term, which is one of the most comprehensive theater experiences for undergraduates in the US. We also have open studio term for our studio art students, where you have your own studio space to really develop your portfolio and put on a gallery show. Life after Knox. Here are just some facts about what our graduates do. We have awesome acceptance into medical school and law school. We're also one of the best colleges for producing successful PhD candidates. Students have amazing research opportunities at Knox, and they love to learn, so they tend to want to continue to go to school. Things to remember about Knox. You can really create a college experience at Knox that is unique to you, unique to what you want to study, who you are as a person, and who you want to be. And we're a very diverse and dynamic human-powered environment. It's a highly adaptable, no size fits all education. It is very individualized to you, and it's a community of people from around the world who are kind and friendly and really have a can-do spirit. And I think that is about 6 minutes, so thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Next up, we have University of Illinois, Urbana, Champaign.
Awesome. Thank you for introducing me. Thank you, students, for coming to this session. I'm going to share my screen. We're going to get started with this presentation. Again, thank you all. I just want to talk about the power of a UI/UC education and some of the steps you could take to join us as well. So a little bit about our campus. We have obviously 33,000 undergraduate students at the University of Illinois. We are the #1 for most students of color, according to top-ranked universities. And we also appreciate the diversity we have at our school, with representing 50 United US states and 106 different countries as well. As you can see, undergraduate enrollment by residency, the majority of our students are from the state of Illinois, but nearly 25% of the students are non-resident students. So you would definitely fit in very well at our institution if you chose to come here. In regards to our academic communities, we do like to call them academic communities because you can be taking courses with these students and learning from them as well. We do have 150 majors, programs of study in 11 different academic communities. We're definitely well known for our Geese College of Business and Granger College of Engineering. However, we do have a great social work and great education programs as well. If you do check out that site right there, you will be able to see all of our majors listed on there. It'll give you opportunities to learn more about the programs of study and what we look for in our application process, then how much it would cost as well. So we are located in Champaign, Urbana. We actually voted one of the top 10 college towns in the country. For this ranking, it's approximately, with a population of 250,000 students or people or less within it. If you see that, that's what we call a campus town, that picture there, which you'll see Target, and also very diverse range of restaurants. I've actually eaten many of these restaurants as well, and also get my hair cut in campus town as well. So many college students are there enjoying the features there as well. We're located 2 hours south of Chicago. I know because I've driven up to Chicago to fly out of that airport there. So if you ever wanted to fly into Chicago, come to Champaign, Urbana, you can do it that way. We also have an airport in Champaign itself. Student involvement is a very big thing at our university. We do have Big Ten sports that are available. Shout out to the men's basketball team for making it to March Madness as well. We do have jobs and internships available in 1,800 student organizations, which you can choose from. One thing I do like to say is that we do have concerts and festivals that may be a problem the next year, but hopefully we're going to get better as this pandemic ends. And lastly, we've offered Post Malone came to one of our concerts. So if you've ever been to a Post Malone concert, just want to say to you, congratulations. By the numbers, the big thing to note is that we definitely believe the internships and the research experience and study abroad experience that students have. If you want to do research at a university, you certainly can, including your first year. We do have the Office of Undergraduate Research. They can help you find research either in your area or outside of it. So important to know is that you don't have to wear a lab coat and to be a researcher. You can do research in any major that you want to do research in. Our internships are great because they're a great way to get experience. We do have what is called Research Park, which is a place where you can do research. It's actually the third largest employer of people within the cities of Champaign and Urbana itself. We do have many support services for students, including the Counseling Center and the Career Center. One thing that the Career Center has said was that your first interview should not be your first interview. What that means is they will help you in regards to applying for that graduate school or that first job right after college. They will help you with regard to your resume, cover letters, and even giving you mock interviews just to make sure you're adequately prepared for what life has to offer in an interview process itself. We do have 36 residence halls available for students in 11 living learning communities. The basic difference between a regular residence hall and a living learning community is that you'll be living with students of similar interests as you. And that could be within business, career exploration, global experiences, even women in STEM as well. So that's just a great opportunity for you as well. Illini of Success, one of the biggest things I wanted to say about this is that companies come to our campus to advertise to students what they have to offer so that you can be recruited for jobs during college, even post-graduation as well. As you can see, we've had Amazon, Microsoft, Accenture on our campus to literally make sure students have what they need to have that first job right after graduation. So do know that when you come to the University of Illinois, our job is to make sure you are successful in whatever it is that you want to do. Another thing I want to talk about with regards to the application, for seniors in here, our application is open. So if you're looking to apply, feel free to do so because we would love to have you. Our November 1st is our priority application deadline, and we will notify all students mid-February of their admissions decision. And we are test optional, so you do not have to submit a test score if you don't want to. And we also, lastly, do review applications holistically. So it's not just a GPA or test score, but it's also a short answer, essay, and activities as well. So those are just a few things I wanted to highlight about the University of Illinois. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us today.
All right, next up we have Augustana College.
All right, welcome. I'm hoping everyone can see my screen. My name is Wendy Kelly, and I am your admissions counselor here at Augustana College. A little bit to start out about Augustana. We are located in the Quad Cities, or in Rock Island, Illinois, right in the middle of the Midwest, right on the Mississippi River. The Quad Cities is a community of about 450,000 people. So not a huge city, but not a small town either. About 20 minutes from campus is the Quad Cities International Airport, and there's a daily flight to and from Denver. So makes it easy for our Colorado students to come to Augustana, to come check us out, and for the students that are here to go home over the holidays and have that convenience right here. little bit about our basics. 2,500 students here at Augustana. I'll talk a little bit more about the student body and what they're like here in just a few minutes, but 11-to-1 faculty to student ratio. Our students here are going to be taught by professors. You're never going to have a teacher's assistant or graduate student teaching any of your classes, and with an average class size of 18 students. It's going to be small enough that you can raise your hand in class and ask questions, get involved in class discussion. Your professors are going to get to know you. You're going to get to know your fellow students. You're not going to be anonymous here at Augustana. We have 90 different programs of study for students to choose from, and we have over 150 different clubs and organizations and activities that students can get involved in as well. About a third of our students are involved in varsity athletics. We are an NCAA Division III school here for all of our sports. When you look at the number of students who are involved in club sports and intramural sports, that number ticks up to about 50% of our students are involved here. About a quarter of our students are involved in the performing arts as well. We encourage talented students to stay involved once they come to Augustana. So that means we offer scholarships, even if you're a non-music major, a non-theater major, or non-art major. We want our students to continue to pursue their passions once they come to Augustana. We have over 150 different clubs and organizations that students can be involved in as well. And the picture here represents a student who is involved in our program called Biking Pups. We have students who are trained to train service dogs. So that's kind of fun to see the dogs on campus in the fall and the spring. And then this last piece here on my slide, top 10 in academic All-Americans. Academic All-Americans are students who are in the NCAA athletic world, who are strong in both the classroom and in their sport. We're in the top 10 nationwide. Schools ahead of us on the list include Notre Dame, MIT, University of Nebraska. So we're in some good company, but really what this represents to us is the way that students can find balance in their life at Augustana. They can be an excellent student and be an excellent athlete or an excellent musician or theater person. I have a colleague who likes to say if there was an academic All-American for musicians or thespians, Augustana would be ranked up there as well. The type of student who chooses to come to Augustana are students that are looking for that full 4-year college experience. They, yes, want to get a degree at the end of their 4 years. It's going to mean something, but they also want to be involved in extracurricular activities, pursue those passions that I had mentioned. There's really so many opportunities for our students to be involved. And the types of students who come to Augustana are looking for that experience. We don't have evening classes. We don't have weekend classes. So they have that time in their day to go to practices, to participate in clubs, to be involved in a fraternity or sorority. So really the types of experiences that we want our students to have are very broad, and we make that available to our students. Augustana is also ranked as one of the top schools for innovation in the country. Until last year, we were the only school in Illinois that was ranked in that top review. In the past 15 years, Augustana has invested over $100 million in our buildings. Unlike some of the bad news that you hear, we've been able to grow our programs. We've added kinesiology as a new major, data analytics, a Bachelor of Science degree in engineering. So we've been able to grow. We've added new athletic teams, men's and women's water polo, women's wrestling. Next year, we're going to have an esports here on campus as well. So we continue to look towards the future and ways that we can grow and offer our students opportunities. One thing also that is a real mark of the type of students who choose Augustana are the students that are looking for what comes at the end of their 4 years. We have a really unique career center called CORE, Careers, Opportunities, Research, and Exploration. One of the things that we strive for all of our students to have is an out-of-classroom experience. So we offer Augie Choice, $2,000 that students can use for a dream internship or a study away program. We've offered this since 2009 and have since invested over $3 million for our students to have these types of experiences. I encourage students, if you're thinking about Augustana, come and visit, come and check out the college and see if this is a good fit for you. And I'm happy to take questions after this event as well. Thanks.
All right, next up, we have University of Chicago.
All right, hi everyone. My name is Alana Koskov. I am an admissions counselor at the University of Chicago. I'm also an alum of UChicago, and I'm so excited to talk to you all tonight a little bit more about the university. So UChicago is a mid-sized liberal arts college within a larger research university. We are located in the city of Chicago. We are in a neighborhood called Hyde Park. So Chicago is a city of neighborhoods. There are 77 different neighborhoods. We are in Hyde Park, which is about 20 or 30 minutes from downtown Chicago, or about 7 miles. What really unites our student body is the fact that our students are driven by ideas, not necessarily in one specific class or field or discipline, but rather that they possess a genuine curiosity about the world at large. If you ask any student or alum how many nights they've stayed up until really early hour in the morning talking about a really esoteric idea that their friend is really passionate about, or someone they just met is really passionate about, people probably can't count that experience on 2 hands, simply because our students are excited to learn for the sake of learning. And it's this excitement about knowledge that's also going to situate you within your academic coursework. So at UChicago, your time is divided into thirds, 1/3 for something called the core, 1/3 for your major, and 1/3 for electives. The core is a set of courses in 8 academic disciplines that you take over your 4 years, which you can see here on the screen might mirror a little bit what you're taking in high school. What I want to emphasize about the core is that it is much more skills-based than facts-based. It's teaching you how to think as opposed to what to think. There's a lot of flexibility within each section of the course. You'll get to choose from 9 or 10 different options depending on your interests, while still picking up critical thinking skills, like how to be a strong writer, how to ask incisive questions. When you're given a difficult text, how do you parse through that independently? While all students will take the core, no 2 students will have the same core experience. And core classes, discussion-based classes, are capped at 19 students, and they're typically Socratic-style seminars. So it's you, your professor, and 18 other students around a table, all diving into the discussion at hand. The next third will go to your major or majors. We have over 50 majors and 50 minors. You can double major in anything that you would like. About 30% of our students choose to do so. And you have until the end of your 3rd year to declare your major, which is pretty late. The reason for this is UChicago has 1 undergraduate school. So you want to apply to a school of Bachelor of Sciences or a school of engineering. We have 1 undergraduate school, creatively titled the college, and all of our majors and disciplines are housed within it. So you have a lot of flexibility to add a second major, switch your major a few times, come in undecided. We won't hold you to the major you put on your application. The last third of your time will be spent taking electives, and we would just want you to explore the different areas that you're interested in, even if you don't have any background or experience in them. So this includes graduate level coursework that you can take as an undergrad. So that's the liberal arts experience. As I said at the beginning, UChicago is a liberal arts college within a larger research university. And so what this means is that research is super, super plentiful at UChicago. We actually have more research positions available than there are physically students to fill them on campus each year. And about 80% of our student body does research at some point during their 4 years. For something that's not required, research is by no means required, 80% is a pretty huge percentage. And the reason for this is that research is just really readily accessible. You can access it as early as your 1st year by just reaching out to a professor. Research spans all different academic fields. So though we're affiliated with 2 US Department of Energy labs, we're actually the only school to be affiliated with 2 Department of Energy labs, Argonne and Fermi, which are physics laboratories. And we have a Pritzker School of Molecular Engineering on campus as well. I want to emphasize that research is not just in the STEM fields. You have art history research, economics research, linguistics research, sociology research. We also have a really robust internship program called the Jeff Metcalf Internship Program, which are fully paid and substantive opportunities for our students to take advantage of that take place across the US and across the globe, that are partnerships with companies that hold spots available just for UChicago students. The UChicago housing system is pretty distinctive in my mind. We have a residential housing system where you are placed into one of 48 different houses in 7 different dorms. These are not separated by academic year or major or interest. So it's 1st through 4th years, all different, coming from all around the globe, living together in one space. Housing is guaranteed for all 4 years and required for your first 2. But even if you choose to move off campus during your 3rd and 4th year, people tend to stay pretty affiliated with their house because there's a lot of house pride at UChicago. You'll play intramurals with your house. You'll go on house trips downtown to a Cubs game, to a Bulls game, to the Art Institute of Chicago, to a subsidized dinner on the university. In our dining halls, instead of having disparate tables, you go in and your house has a long house table with your house banner and your house crest on top, a little bit like in Hogwarts. And it's a really lovely community you get all 4 years from your very first day in college, actually even the summer before. And you get to meet people that you wouldn't necessarily get to otherwise via your house. UChicago, as I said, is located in Hyde Park, which I view a little bit as the best of both worlds. You have a small town college feel. Hyde Park is a residential community. About 60% of our faculty live in Hyde Park. We're only 20 or 30 minutes from the hustle and bustle of downtown Chicago. All students are given something called a U-Pass, which gives you free access to all the bus and subway lines. You're able to explore all the city of Chicago has to offer. And your Chicago ID will also function as an arts pass, which gives you free or subsidized entry to over 90 arts opportunities across the city. So the Art Institute of Chicago, as a UChicago student, you can get in completely for free. Last thing I want to talk about is our application process. So UChicago practices holistic review, which has been mentioned here already tonight, where we're looking at all the parts of your application together. You will apply using the common application or the coalition application. We have no preference between the two, so choose whichever one makes the most sense for you. And as a private institution, we're also really lucky to have really robust financial aid policies. So we agree to meet 100% of your family's demonstrated need entirely in grants and not loans. We are need blind for everyone coming from North America. Can't see any of your financial aid information when you're applying. And again, we have that no loan commitment. So the vast majority of our students are graduating completely debt free. We'll also automatically waive our application fee if you're choosing to apply for financial aid. All right, I hope this was helpful. Thank you all for coming tonight, and I'll pass it on to the next school.
All right, thank you so much. Next up, we have Illinois Institute of Technology.
Yes, we are heading just a bit farther north in Chicago. Illinois Tech is also located in Chicago, and as I said, just a bit north. We're going to be just about 10 minutes south from the city of Chicago, also located on the CTA lines. And our students get a lot of those same benefits that you just heard about with the CTA U-Pass. Our campus is in sort of right between two neighborhoods, Bridgeport and Bronzeville. And we have two train lines, the Red Line and the Green Line trains that come to Illinois Tech. So you can guess, we are tech focused or STEM focused at our university. We offer engineering, computer science, and architecture, some of those big things that you might associate with a STEM school. In addition, we also have our College of Science and Letters, where you're going to find all of those lab-based programs, things like biology, chemistry, and physics, as well as more interdisciplinary programs, digital humanities, behavioral health and wellness, or even food science and nutrition. So lots of great options for students. We are also home to the Stewart School of Business. So for anyone who wants to take business, blend it with STEM opportunities, we can absolutely help you do that. We are a smaller sized institution with just about 3,100 undergraduates at this time. We have great representation from throughout the US, as well as many different countries in the world. Illinois Tech is a very diverse community with about 40% of our students coming from outside of the state of Illinois. We are a very small focused type of institution. We want our classes to be small. We want you to get to know your professors. We really want you to take advantage of all of these great resources we have as an institution. So you're going to start directly in your major, your very first year at Illinois Tech, and you are going to get to know your professor very well, because they are going to be both your academic advisor and the folks who are teaching your courses at our university, like you heard with some other schools this evening. Now, in terms of the full list of majors, they are on the screen here, but it's a lot to try and read very quickly. So I would encourage you to definitely visit our website to learn more after the fact. The other thing that I'll point out here on this slide for you is that most of these majors also have minors associated with them. So you can definitely study an engineering program, but maybe do a minor from our School of Science and Letters. You could even do a minor in music, even though we don't actually have those courses ourselves. The Vandercook College of Music is a special partnership program we have on our campus where you can take music courses. The other thing I'll point out for you is some of those specialized programs in the center. Those are going to be more health-focused programs, direct admissions pathways for things like medical school, optometry, pharmacy, and dental. Some great opportunities for you as a student. Now, we know how important it is for you to get that hands-on experience, and we're going to challenge you to do that at our university. We're going to help support your undergraduate research efforts as early as your very first year on campus. You can start to get involved in faculty or graduate student research, and hopefully by the time you get to junior or senior year, you're applying to lead your own research projects. Another great way that we support that work is through our iPro or interprofessional projects. These are year-long problem-solving courses that your students will get a chance to participate in. You work in a small interdisciplinary team, just about 10 to 12 students max, trying to solve a problem of your choosing, all coming together and bringing the best parts of your major. Last, we have our Elevate program. If you want to get off campus to test some of these things out, we're going to help you do that as well. Study abroad experiences, internships, co-ops, or even going out and getting a short course in the industry. All of those types of experiences can be supported through our Elevate program. We're going to be there to help make sure that you're getting the best possible experience in your time away. A lot of times we're going to use our alumni base to help support that. So definitely a good option for students. Now, it's not 100% academic at Illinois Tech, though we are quite an academic and brainy bunch. We do want you to also have fun outside of the classroom. You're going to find over 150 different clubs and organizations you can be a part of. Everything from academic focused clubs, cultural organizations, religious groups, community groups who give back, or just a shared interest club. I was working on a project this week and was on our Hawk link, which is our list of student organizations currently active. Discovered we actually have a club called the Lettuce Club. Folks excited about lettuce. So anything and everything at Illinois Tech is what I like to say. We also have NCAA Division III athletics, as well as a esports program for our video gamers. Lots of great options for you, not only to be friendly, make friends, but also develop your leadership skills. We are a residential campus as well, requiring you to live on campus for 2 years and have plenty of different options for you. You can see here in this photo, a little bit more of a modernist approach to architecture at the Illinois Tech campus. Now, in terms of the application process, we are a Common App school, completely free to apply, and we are test optional for the upcoming year. When you apply to Illinois Tech, we're going to use that application for both admissions as well as for scholarship consideration. We are a holistic review, like some others have mentioned this evening. What we're looking for is mostly an AB average GPA. We're also going to look how well prepared you are for the specific program you're applying to. Again, you are going to start in your major in year 1, so we definitely want to make sure you're prepared for that pathway. Now, as I said, when you apply, you're automatically considered for scholarships. We've got a lot of opportunities for you here. The most common scholarship is the Henry T. Heald Scholarship, that one at the very top of the list there. Anywhere between $10,000 to $30,000 in scholarship support for every single student who's admitted to Illinois Tech. Some others that you might qualify for could be our Camera Scholars. All you have to do to be considered is apply before November 15th. We award anywhere between about 60 to 70 of those full tuition scholarships every single year. Other things like architecture, leadership, robotics, esports, special scholarships that do require some separate applications are located on the lower half of this page. Big thing to know with those is you do just need to apply to be considered for those special scholarships. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, but I'm going to hand it off to another Chicago school next, I believe.
Awesome. And last but not least, we have DePaul University.
Yeah, thank you so much. Let's just keep heading north, right? So hi, everyone. My name is Sarah Fink. I am the admission counselor with DePaul University, also located in Chicago. I always love to start with this beautiful picture of our campus because you can really see not only where we're located in the city, just north of downtown, but you can see that even though we are so centrally located within Chicago, we do have that really great campus feel. So this is specifically Lincoln Park. Our Lincoln Park campus, which is a northern neighborhood of Chicago, again, about 15 minutes north of downtown. It houses specific colleges. We also do have a Loop campus, which I will talk about in a bit. But if you are interested in the colleges of liberal arts and social sciences, science and health, education, music, or theater, most of your classes are going to be here in Lincoln Park. This is also where we have most of our residence halls, so it tends to be a pretty central hub for a lot of our first-year students or students who just want to, again, stay on campus. This shows you a little bit better where we're located in Chicago. And I will say this is a pretty zoomed in look at the city. I'm sorry, Illinois Tech and University of Chicago. I don't know if you guys are quite in this picture. We did zoom in a bit so we could see both of our campuses here. But as I mentioned previously, DePaul is a dual campus university, meaning that we have campuses located in 2 neighborhoods within Chicago. I just mentioned Lincoln Park. But if you're interested in areas like business, communications, or computing and digital media, most of your coursework work is going to be in our Loop campus, which is again the downtown area of Chicago. Similar to what other schools have mentioned, DePaul students do get a U-Pass, so you get unlimited access to Chicago trains and buses as a student. And that's how students will get back and forth between our campuses, but also just around Chicago in general. So we always like to say we're not in a college bubble at DePaul. Our students really do feel very integrated into the city. About 30% of our students are from the city of Chicago originally. So our students who are both native Chicagoans and coming here for the first time really do get a good feel of living in the city while they're a student, obviously taking advantage of all these fun things you can do, but great access to internships, jobs when you graduate, all that fun stuff. We do have an experiential learning requirement. So by the time you graduate, you have to have either had an internship, studied abroad, or done a community-based service learning course. So all about that experiential learning at DePaul. Just some more basic facts about the university. We do have a little over 22,000 total students. So we are fairly large for being a private liberal arts college. We're actually the largest Catholic institution in the nation. That being said, don't have to be Catholic to attend DePaul. Only about 30% of our students come from the Catholic faith. And we have over 30 different religions represented on campus, including students who don't practice or are not affiliated with any religious faith. We do have students coming from all 50 states as well as 111 countries, and about 45% of our students are students of color. Another big statistic that I always like to mention is that about 30% of our students are first generation college students. So they're the first in their families that are going to college. And that's important to us because it was part of the reason why DePaul was founded in the first place. We were named after St. Vincent de Paul, the patron saint of charity. So values like community service, access and attainment to a higher education degree are really important to who we are and why we were founded in the first place. As far as what you can study at DePaul, I already mentioned some of our academic colleges, but you can see our top 5 most popular majors listed there. We're really well known for our business schools, so majors like accounting are very popular. Our College of Computing and Digital Media is our second largest college, so you'll find majors like computer science and film and television listed there, as well as our College of Science and Health, so health science and psychology rounding out those top 5. Students, again, are also involved in a lot of things, both in and outside of the classroom. We are Division I in sports. We're in the Big East. We also have over 350 different clubs and organizations on campus. So students are involved in anything from our student government. We have esports. We have, the other day I heard a student was involved in the UFO club. And I was like, oh, cool, aliens, I guess. That's interesting. And she was like, no, it stands for the Urban Farming Organization. So like literally anything you can think of, we probably have it at DePaul. I'll round out my presentation just talking a little bit about the application process if you are interested in applying. DePaul is on the Common App and it is free to apply. We are test optional and have been since 2012. So we've regularly admitted students both with and without test scores for about the past 10 years. If you're interested in applying, I always recommend applying early action. That's our November 15th deadline to get you the best consideration for scholarships and financial aid. Every student who is admitted to DePaul as an incoming freshman does receive an academic scholarship. So that'll already be included in your acceptance letter should you be accepted to DePaul. Keeping in mind, we are a conservatory school in music and theater, so those application requirements and deadlines do look a little different. Our School of Music has a December 1st deadline for all of its majors, and theater has a December 1st deadline for acting and stage management. Everything else is a February 1st deadline. Both of those schools also do require either an audition or an interview as part of that application process. And don't worry if you didn't write all this down, all this information is on our website, so feel free to check it out there. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up my presentation and hope to chat with you all soon.
Awesome, everyone. If everybody could turn on their cameras now, I am going to pose a question to the group before we end our session today. Kind of going in the same order as everybody presented in. Today's question is going to be, what piece of advice do you have for students going through the college search process? So starting off, the question today is Knox College.
Okay, so my piece of advice is, well, there are a couple of pieces, but the overall piece of advice is find the place that is the best fit for you as an individual human being. I think the best way to do that is to visit campus if you are able to. But if not, find ways to talk and connect with current students, and find a place that like feels like a place where you can study what you want to study, be involved in what you want to be involved in, but also like thrive and become the person who you want to be.
Yeah, so Hannah kind of stole my piece of advice, so thank you, Hannah. Three things, but I can only remember two of them, so we'll go with that. Visit as many campuses as you possibly can. Apply to as many schools as you possibly can. Here's why. You want to have options. Anytime you have options, always a good thing. You will be where you're meant to be, so just keep that in mind. Whether you're accepted somewhere or not accepted somewhere, it is what it is. And thirdly, trust the process. This college application thing, it's a tough, grueling process, but trust it, because like I said, you'll be where you're meant to be.
Great advice from both of you so far. My advice would be to not let the sticker price stop you from looking at colleges. We like to say that the sticker price is not the final price. And I know many of my colleagues shared information about scholarships. We meet 100% of a student's financial need for students from Colorado as well. So students who are looking at schools that feel like there's no way my family could afford it, don't let that stop you. Go through the process, talk to us counselors, and let us help you find ways to make our college affordable for you.
Adding on here, I think really take advantage of all that is available to you, especially in a world right now, you are attending a virtual event. If you're not able to visit campus, schools across the country and across the world have come up with a lot of innovative ways for you to be able to get to know that school, whether that's a virtual info session, a virtual tour. Talk to current students at that university. Talk to the admissions counselors. I know that it can seem scary to send an admissions counselor an email, but we are here to be a resource for you in addition to the awesome mentors and advisors you have at your high school. So don't be afraid to reach out and ask questions, ask about things that you want to know more about. Really, information is there for your benefit.
I would say, in addition to all of that, which is great, definitely try to keep track of all of the deadlines and all of the details. There's a lot. You just heard a lot in the last 40 minutes, and that's just one part of the college search. So if you're somebody who writes things down, if you use Excel documents, whatever it is, just keep yourself organized because it can get overwhelming really quickly.
Yeah, really great advice from everyone. I would say my biggest piece of advice is apply early if you can. I was that person that applied at like 11:59 p.m. the day before the deadline, and it stressed me out, stressed my parents out. So don't do that. Don't be that person. It's going to save you so much time, energy, peace of mind on the back end when you're trying to decide which college you want to go to. Typically, the earlier you apply, the earlier you'll get your decision at most colleges. So just apply early if you can. And so you're, again, save yourself that stress on the back end.
Awesome, everyone. Such great advice from all of our college reps here. So before we go, I do just have a few different things here for everybody attending. I just want to say thank you to our attendees and also our college representatives for taking the time to share information about their institution. Awesome institutions here tonight. But thank you again to our attendees for joining us. There will be a quick survey once you close out the window, just 5 quick questions. Let us know some feedback about how the session went. There are more sessions happening still after this one. So if you want to hear from other awesome institutions, definitely sign up for more. And this recording will be available at stryscan.com/Greater Denver. And again, thank you again for joining us. And also our reps, thank you for taking the time. Best of luck to our prospective students through the college search process. And I hope everybody has a good day and stay well.